Hey everybody, G4 Video 5 here, and welcome back to some more Grand Theft Auto 3, the Definitive Edition. In this part, we will be completing the off-road vehicle mission called Gripped! That can be activated here in Wichita Gardens in this nice, peaceful, and tranquil, and all of those other similar adjectives, dirt parking lot area. That's by a water source, and it's actually a really nice area, as there is a Patriot parked here. And by entering the Patriot, a mini cutscene plays that shows off some checkpoints in the nearby area that we need to collect in order to pass the mission. And the way the timer works for this particular off-road vehicle mission is that for every checkpoint you collect, 15 seconds get added to the timer. So you've got to be a bit fast in this opening section of the mission to give yourself a nice buffer, because this opening section of the mission features this incredibly steep cliff that is quite annoying to drive up, especially when it's raining like it is in my attempt of doing this mission. So yeah, we're slipping and sliding all over the place. Ooh, look at me, I'm dripping, like that one pedestrian. Oh, I'm sweating all over. I love that. So yeah, we've got to be very careful, and you're going to notice that I'm being extremely cautious, at least as cautious as I can, because I know I just nearly fell off the cliff right there. But you see, for this particular checkpoint, I'm really edging the Patriot to get to it, because I don't want to just dive right into grabbing it because of the rain physics that are currently active. So I've got to be very careful. You know, foreplay is very important here. You don't just want to dive right in. It's just very unappealing of a feeling there. But anyway, we're done with that steep hill section. We were as cautious as can be, and now we've reached this section of the mission, which can be a bit problematic because you notice we're driving on the streets, and this is Colombian cartel territory here in Cedar Grove. So that can be a bit of a problem at times if you're unlucky with gang spawns. Because if multiple Colombian cartel gang members spawn in, well, they can do a lot of damage to you, as they come packing Uzis and pistols at this point in the game, and enough of those bullets can really do some hot and heavy damage there. So that's something to watch out for, but thankfully there's only a couple of checkpoints in that little section, but now we've reached a very infamous section in this particular version of the game, as we have tons of floating trees everywhere. I mean, this place is just so poorly done with these floating trees at times, and it's kind of a bummer because this is a really nice looking area, and in fact, these trees look pretty nice too, but look at that though. They're like floating 3 feet up into the air. So it's unfortunate that this one glaring visual flaw is kind of soiling the mood a little bit, and also the jerkish placement of some of these checkpoints is also soiling the mood, but that's alright though, because that's part of the difficulty of doing these types of missions. As at this point though, we have this zigzag pattern that we're going to be following to collect the remaining checkpoints, and I think it's quite effective, as we have plenty of time to kind of go back and forth in certain moments. But we've got to be careful though, because there's quite a few hills in the remaining areas, and if we get a bit too much speed, it becomes hard to control the Patriot. And we obviously don't want to go flying off the side of these hills and landing into the gated community down below, so yeah, we still do have to proceed with a bit of caution, so that's something to keep in mind, especially because if we do get a lot of speed, not only can you fly off the hills, but you can also crash into these floating trees, and that over time, if you do it repeatedly, can end up exploding your Patriot. So lots of things to kind of watch out for at this point, even though it does seem to be a bit more straightforward, but like right there, I kind of got a bit overzealous with the speed and almost went flying off the hill. So yeah, the brakes and handbrakes really come in handy in those particular moments. So yeah, thankfully the Patriot, great off-road vehicle, and I will miss using this thing, as this is the final off-road vehicle mission in this game. And you know, I quite like these because they kind of take you into areas that you wouldn't otherwise really explore all that much, outside of looking for hidden packages. So that's something I've always liked in the Grand Theft Auto games, is when they include and incorporate side missions like this. But anyway, that completes this part. In the next part, we will be taking on the RC Toys in the Hood van side missions. So until then, I will see you next time.